Whether it's Tiger King, The Crown, or Stranger Things, most of us have seen one of Netflix's hugely popular original shows. But what's the story behind the world's most popular streaming service? And how did a mail-order DVD rental company transform itself into the powerhouse we know today, with an estimated global subscriber base of around 200 million people? Here's how it happened. Netflix was founded by a pair of colleagues who both had experience forming their own IT businesses. Mark Randolph had co-founded a mail-order computer company, and Reed Hastings had launched Pure Software, where he'd met Mark and which he sold in 1997 for $750 million. Both founders took great inspiration from Amazon and decided they wanted to launch their own version, but where Amazon was specializing mainly in books, their niche would be movies, specifically through the brand new medium of DVDs, which first arrived on American shores in that same year of 1997. After sending several discs between their homes in California to see if the new technology could handle transit via post, they settled on the idea of the world's first online DVD rental store, with the website Netflix.com launched the following year in 1998. Their initial model was based on a rent-per-title basis, with fees around $4 per movie plus $2 for postage. The story goes that Hastings was very unhappy with a $40 late fee he'd received from Blockbuster earlier in the 90s, and with this in mind, chose to abandon the commonplace single rental model in 1999 and launch a monthly subscription. The new model allowed customers to keep their DVDs as long as they liked and offered unlimited rentals. Around that time, Hastings made Netflix available to Blockbuster for a fee of around $50 million. Netflix would be rebranded as Blockbuster.com and would control the brand's internet services, an offer that Blockbuster declined. As DVD players became more popular in American homes, Netflix's popularity began to soar, returning its first profit in 2003, the same year that the service reached the milestone of 1 million members. In the next few years, Netflix's membership continued to grow massively, as Randolph retired from his role at the company. By 2005, Netflix was already considering the potential of internet streaming. Hastings told Inc. that movies over the internet are coming, and at some point it will become big business, and that they had already started investing 1 to 2% of revenue every year in downloading. He went on to add that this was why he'd called the company Netflix in the first place, and not DVD by mail. Such was the firm's obsession with pleasing customers that in 2006, Netflix offered a reward of $1 million to anyone who could produce an algorithm at least 10% more accurate at predicting film ratings than the company's own system, which the media referred to as the Netflix Prize. 2007 saw adoption of broadband break 50% in the United States, meaning it was finally time for Netflix to apply the strategy it had been waiting 10 years for. After toying with the idea of a Netflix box that could download movies overnight, the company decided to focus fully on online streaming, despite just delivering their 1 billionth DVD. An initial lineup of just 1,000 films in their online catalogue was enough to help Netflix attract millions more subscribers to their service, which within 2 years boasted 12,000 titles and 10 million members. After 3 years and over 40,000 entries, Netflix also finally crowned the winner of its $1 million competition, a group of computer scientists known as Bell-Cause Pragmatic Chaos, whose algorithm improved upon Netflix's own by 10.06%. Netflix soon entered its first overseas market in Canada, and 2011 marked the commission of Netflix's first original shows. Programs like House of Cards and Orange is the New Black were released a few years later and met with critical acclaim, and their exclusivity made for an attractive proposition. Accolades continued to rain down, taking the title of Most Nominated Studio at the 2018 Emmys, and Netflix original film Roma collected 3 Academy Awards in 2019, the first win of any kind for a streaming service. Netflix buttons were spreading onto remote controls everywhere, as the platform became available in parts of Europe, Latin America, and Asia. The company had quietly made a complete separation of its streaming service from its DVD rental service, offering the latter through the domain name DVD.com. The mail-order website might seem old-fashioned, but still has around 2 million members in the United States, and offers a much wider array of movie titles than Netflix does online. Once considered one of the firm's biggest rivals, Blockbuster has fallen by the wayside after failing to re-evaluate its business model amid the rise of the internet and declared bankruptcy 10 years ago. Meanwhile, Love Film, previously known as the Netflix of Europe, was acquired by Amazon in 2011 and integrated into their Prime Video service. currently the #1 rival. Amazon Prime is estimated to have around 150 million members globally, although given that it's attached to their next-day delivery service, it's hard to measure exactly who has signed up just for the streaming content. Netflix's other major rivals include several newcomers, like Disney+, Apple TV+, and even short-form provider Quibi. Disney's strength obviously lies in its back catalogue of worldwide hits, Apple's in the already popular uptake of its mobile devices, and Quibi's in its unique 10-minute formats, while American audiences will already be familiar with the likes of Comcast and HBO Go, also seen as direct rivals to Netflix. Even Google's YouTube could also offer some competition, thanks to its newer premium content and the rise of smart TVs with the application built in. For the time being, none of the other players can get near Netflix in terms of its widespread popularity, availability in over 190 countries, and the plaudits it receives. Reportedly accounting for 15% of the planet's total bandwidth, Netflix is the team to beat in the battle for views. And that's how it happened. Thanks for watching.